Good afternoon. To make a regression equation in Eviews, select Quick, Estimate Equation in the main menu. Select the variables, first the dependent, then the independent, and then enter the constant c. Another method. First, select the dependent variable y and then, holding Ctrl the independent variable x squared. Right-click, select Open as equation. The variables will be entered automatically. The default method of parameter estimation is ls, least squares, and we end up with regression results. A regression equation is obtained. Y equals 4106.114 plus 0.1409 multiplied by x squared. Determination coefficient r square is 0.161. Since the regression equation is based on sample data, an assessment of its validity is necessary. The Eviews results display the actual value of Fisher's F criterion and its actual significance, allowing for a variance analysis. Let us introduce the working hypothesis that the coefficient of determination is equal to 0, and the alternative hypothesis that the coefficient of determination is not equal to 0. Select the level of criticality 0.05. It should be remembered that if the actual significance of the criterion is less than the critical significance, then the alternative hypothesis is accepted. In our case, a valid regression equation is obtained. Since the actual value is 0,011 is less than the critical value of 0,05, the coefficient of determination is not 0. The coefficient of determination is one of the most important indicators of the closeness of the link and the quality of the regression model. In our model, the coefficient of determination is equal 0.16. That is to say, 16% of the variation in the gross yield is explained by the variation in the cost of fixed assets. Let us estimate the reliability of the parameters of the regression equation using the t-test. Let us introduce the null hypothesis. Parameters of the general regression equation are not reliable, and the alternative hypothesis parameters are reliable. Statistical inference is made by comparing the actual and critical significance of the student's t-test criteria. The significance of the constant is less than 0.05. Hence, with a 95% confidence level, the hypothesis that the constant in the general regression equation is valid should be accepted. Significance of the slope coefficient is 0.011, which is less than 0.05. Consequently, with the level of confidence of 95%, we accept the hypothesis of reliability of the slope coefficient and the general regression equation. The resulting regression slope coefficient shows that if the costs of fixed assets increase by 1,000 rubles, the value of gross yield will increase by 0.14,000 rubles. Let us draw a scatter plot and add a regression line in it by first selecting the independent variable x2, x squared, and then the dependent variable y, selecting Quick and Graph in the main menu and in the window that appears. Select the graph type scatter which means scatter, and add a regression line in the fit lines, regression line field, resulting in a graph. It is required to calculate the focused values, give their point and interval estimation, and plot the focused graph. In order to calculate the focused values, we need to open the regression results and select focused in it. In the opened window, denote the focused values YF and the average focused arrow SE. We will get the focused plot. In automatic mode, the focused values YF and the average arrow of the individual focused SE have been calculated, and the upper and lower limits are not automatically determined, so we will perform their calculations. To do this, we need to determine the critical t-student value using the formula. We end up with 2.026. The number of degrees of freedom is defined as n-2 for pairwise regression. 39 minus 2 equals 37. Calculate the lower limit of the focused. The upper limit. The results of the calculations are presented in table. In farm number 1, the focused value is 42.34 and the actual value is 23.27. That is, there is a reserve of gross harvest by 1907. Let us give a point estimation of the focused. Focused value for farm 1 will be 42.34 with average arrow of 14.20. Interval estimation of the focused with 95% confidence level, the focused will fall in the confidence interval from 13.56 to 71.12. That is all for today. Thanks for your attention.